Hello everyone, welcome to this live session. I hope I'm audible and visible so that I can check that we are live across all the session and all the platform. Meantime, if you have any questions, you can post in the SARA official WhatsApp group or comment on the LinkedIn SARA AI's official page so that I'll be monitoring these two spaces. And if you're posting your questions or comment in any other platform, I will see that later on and then reply there. And yes, we are live. Okay, so if in any case you are not able to listen to the audio, please message anywhere and I'll just check the setting. So let's start the live. um, I'm Keshav Maheshwari, co-founder of SARA AI. So I've been associated with SARA AI since last 4 years across its various ecosystem. And today's agenda is very simple. We'll be talking about SARA token ecosystem, tokenization, and few of the programs that we are introducing, and the listing as well, what we have done and what immediate next plan is. So this is all about building the infrastructure, like what are the ecosystem and infrastructure we have already built, and not chasing speculation. So this will be a more detailed one on the ecosystem, and I would want it to be interactive. You can comment or message so that I can handle the questions. Although I have received few questions prior hand, so I'll answer all those questions during this live structure. So first of all, the first part will be SARA token fundamentals. It's very simple. All of you are aware, still I'm repeating if there's anyone new. SARA is a ERC20 standard token on Polygon, which has 2 billion supply. Its smart contract address have been shared on the website and the group previously. And after this session, I will be sharing relevant links, which will include also the contract deployment address on Polyscan, which you can see. And SARA is a upgradable token via UUPS for security improvements. The key message here about SARA token is it's an enterprise grade token architecture, which has been built for long-term stability. Now, what I mean by here is every business now and then needs to upgrade based on a lot of factors which are evolving. This blockchain, AI, and this tech space is evolving very fast, and SARA also has to keep up its pace with it. And that's why this enterprise grade structure. So the people were thinking like, uh, what will happen to token after upgrades and all. So we pass security updates as per need, and any major upgrades are generally generally take place. So these are transparent. We have taken a lot of votes in the prior, and from now on also we will be taking a lot of votes in our official website. The SARA has been listed on Quickstart version 3. In the initial deployment, we have allocated almost 1% of token for liquidity deployment, and 99% is reserved for strategic scaling, and already few of them are sold. I'll be talking more about it. So why Quickswap? It's a very it's one of the most important DEX for Polygon. So that's why we chose Quickswap. No rocket science there. Why Polygon? Because of low fees, and we really love the technology. Polygon is scalable and it's very professional decentralized finance infrastructure is there in Polygon. A lot of options, a lot of things can be done easily on Polygon. That's why we have taken Polygon. One of the very important aspect in SARA token is the SARA token SPAS ecosystem. So we have created a soulbound token called SPAS, which stands for SARA Access Pass, which is a non-transferable whitelist mechanism. So idea is very simple. If your address is whitelisted, you will have a soulbound token called SPAS. And if you have SPAS, then only you can trade or exchange SARA. On a high level, how it works, if a buyer or receiver doing a P2P transaction have SPAS, either buyer or seller, then only the transaction will happen. Otherwise, it won't happen, number one. And number two, for DEX transaction, the initiator of the transaction from where the transaction origins have SPAS, then only he can do the transaction, that is buying and selling on DEX. It's a very standard thing to do. It's not something that we have done on our own. A lot of big tokenization platform uses TX origin ecosystem for better accountability and traceability. Why SPAS exist? The Number one reason and the primary reason for SPAS to exist was controlled distribution in the initial phases. We don't want bot and other snipers manipulation. We wanted it to be, very systematic. We also want to know our early adopters. That's why the SPAS is granted after basic understanding and the closed ecosystem only. So if you are into SARA ecosystem and if you want to start trading SARA, connect with me and we'll just have a normal talk and we'll whitelist your address. Also, we needed to control the access to SARA token during the growth phase. We don't, as earlier stated, we are not a token or a project which works on speculation. We are building some real tool and real use cases, and we are not here to, a lot of people participate and they pump the token or dump the token. This is not the case that we want with SARA, and that's why this SPAS ecosystem exists. So this is why the reason of SPAS is there. Phase-wise update, if I would want to share on a lighter head, from 2 months to 6 months period, there will be tighter control on SARA via SPAS. Then we will expand the whitelisting mechanism via automated system so that holders increases. And after certain confidence with the ecosystem, we would then make it a public launch. Anyone would be able to buy and sell SARA without the SPAS ecosystem being called for. So I'll take a minute pause and I will see if there's any questions and if everything is fine. Um, Feel free to comment and stop me anytime. I will be seeing the comment section every couple of minutes in approximately 5 minutes generally. So now moving to the next phase, that is contract implementation, what we did. So there was certain version evolution, like the initially standard ERC20 with 4 decimal, we minted SARA with a 2 billion supply. Then we did a security update version 1.1.0, where we tried the whitelist approach, and it was quite successful for P2P transactions, but it actually was not very successful in DEX routing because DEX has already a lot of internal addresses and smart contract. Let's not go into technicalities, but it was causing some trouble. Then we did some research, took some consultation from experts, and then we came into a conclusion that for production ready, we implemented version 1.1.3, which is TX origin pattern, which is actually a very interesting standard. A lot of big projects uses it. I won't name them right now, but a lot of them uses it, and it also has all the smart contracts are open Zeppelin open source smart contracts, so security audit is not a big concern there. So after this TX origin pattern, what happened was peer-to-peer were already existing. Either of the party needed SPAS, but now DEX also looks in a different way. If the initiator has SPAS, it allows the transaction. If initiator don't have SPAS, it doesn't allow the transaction. So this future proofs our token for any DEX. Now, if we also list on another DEX, our token is compliant with that with the same mechanism. So scalable approach was there. And this implementation is an industry proven pattern. If you can go deep into TX origin pattern, you will realize that it's a very industrial standard pattern. Nothing is, hidden there. Everything is very much, transparent and controlled. And Open Zeppelin audited based contract we are using. So nothing new here. Now, the next phase that I want to talk to you about is tokenization and our bridges partnership. So our token is live on Polygon. It's also live on QuickSwap. Now, there is something very interesting that we are doing. I've been talking about it in past few live and social media posts as well. We are integrating with bridgers. So what bridges is actually doing is it would enable cross-chain bridging of SARA token. So if any asset which has certain liquidity on any of the chain or even Polygon or any other chain, you can directly swap those assets for SARA using the bridges integration. Uh, so you, for example, if you have a Dogecoin and you want to buy SARA, ideally what you will have to do is you need to sell Doge, convert it into USDT, then move that USDT into Polygon chain, and then use that USDT to buy SARA on QuickSwap. But with the bridge integration, you can directly convert your Doge into SARA, and bridges will handle all the this conversion and everything, and it actually takes rate from multiple liquidity providers and DEXs and gives the best possible rate. So it saves time, effort, and some gas cost also. It's a proven method, and it helps us to scale infrastructure methodically and multi-chain, where all the fundamentals and all the people wanted this support. That's why we have brought in it here. Now let's go dive deep into the SARA ecosystem. I'll take a minute pause just to check for any questions. I can see a few questions, and those will be taken care at the end of the session. So I'm not jumping into the question right now, but those are the part of the live. All right. So now I want to talk about SARA ecosystem and utility. So most of the crypto projects, data, I'll talk about data, but are mostly pump and dump. Okay, so most of the crypto project thrives for 6, 7, or 8 months, and then suddenly there's a downfall. Few of the successful project also faces the same thing. I'm not saying that all the bad projects does it. All the good projects also, there are price hike, and then there's a fall in the price. Project works continuously, but the token price actually is much lower than all-time high. We didn't wanted this approach. We wanted SARA to work as a real business use case. So if you have been associated with SARA for last 1 year, would have noticed that we have launched various tools, various reports for commodities, for intelligence, AI powered tools and AI powered intelligence as well. So all those things now will be available in an AI research platform, basically and primarily for commodity market analysis. And we factor real-time data integration, predictive modeling, and everything. And it would only be available for SARA holders, users, and again SARA token. So this is the number one utility I wanted to share. And gradually, while developing, we are building on top of it. So historical data and intelligent data, analytics data, everything will be available against SARA token. So you will have to pay in SARA to get all those access via API or any medium that our technical team would implement. And there are enterprises solutions also, but that doesn't concern as of now, because that includes white label analytics tool, institutional grade and data feeds and everything. So we are building on top of it, but right now it's in the phase 2 part, so nothing more about enterprise solution right now, but it's in the pipeline for you to understand. Enterprise solutions are also there, and for these all reasons, one should ideally be holding SARA for a long term. And in fact, this project is also long term. I'll compare the SARA with a general crypto mindset project also in a couple of minutes. Now, community feature, like holding SARA itself give you access to few of the premier research reports. For example, I will be sharing in the next section. And collaborative forecasting tool is something that is in team's mind, which we are right now when we are talking, it's being tested and being built. So summing it up, it's a network effect. The more tools and utilities we launch, the more utility for SARA is created. The more SARA holders are there, larger addressable market for the tools, and the more tools uses, more SARA circulation. So it's a complete circle and ecosystem we are building. If you are understanding where this is going, it is going into an ecosystem where SARA is being used, and SARA users are getting more and more power for some real world use case, commodities. My last session was on commodities, so I won't be repeating much more on commodities now, that why we choose commodities and why it is important. But you get a fair idea about all these circles. Repeating it again, more tools, more utility, more SARA ecosystem, more number of users, and it's a circle that will keep evolving gradually. So the key message till now is only one. SARA isn't a speculative asset or token. It is actually fueling a commodities intelligence ecosystem which have some real utility. So that's why I previously mentioned I get into deep into it. So I've been associated with crypto indirectly since 2012. Since 2012, when I was doing my research on legality of P2P currencies, that time first Bitcoin came to me. And since 2016, I've been actively observing this space in detail and from depth and closely. I have seen all the ICO cycle, all the booms, and all the up and down cycle I have seen very closely. One thing I can say assured, 95% of the projects, good or bad, I won't categorize it, but 95% of the projects actually shoot up with the price and momentum and everything, but loses the traction, start losing the traction in 6 to 7 months and actually completely lose the traction within 1 year. This is something we at heart wanted to avoid at SARA. And to show our intent of everything, two things which we have been clearly stating again and again. Team didn't reserve any token for themselves. We itself bought our token at the starting phase. Number one, no pre-reserved token for the team was there. The team and the core stakeholders token are itself locked for the longest period of time, that is 3 years. We ourselves have locked ourselves, no pre-minted token, nothing. Just shows the dedication, how long term we are thinking. It's not a 6 months or a 1 year project. It's a 3 to 5 years minimum runway project where SARA will start achieving, showing greater results with a long term business model. Consider, we want SARA to, everyone to treat as their long term holding, very good, just like a very interesting equity or share which people actually and keep as in their holding. This is what we want for SARA. A quick announcement here, like we already have built a community course. So we are creating a drip email system where people can actually enroll in that course. So this will be available by February second weekend. So people will be able to, understand commodities, because commodity is the center in SARA at the moment. So if you understand commodities, then the real utility of SARA will be clearer to you. This course will basically cover why commodities, and why commodities are the real world asset, and everything it will be covering. So this is a very basic course which I personally believe everyone should be, opting for. So we'll initially announce this course in the SARA community, and gradually it will be open for the world. Anyone would be able to take this course, but the pro version of this course will now only be available to SARA token holders, and again SARA token itself. So there will be a pro version as well. So in the consider it as a premium newsletter, the paid version of the course. So by the second weekend of the February, this course would be available to as early access to SARA community. Apart from it, SARA token. I think I see a few questions. All right. Okay, this is very interesting. Someone pointed out that. Okay, let me rephrase it. So what we are doing is, I am repeating myself, we are not just building a token or a speculative asset. We are building a infrastructure around commodities, which is center of SARA, by education, tools, implementation structure, which is essential for anyone who is serious about commodity intelligence. So it's not just tools that we are sharing. We want to share education, tool, and give you entire ecosystem for commodity intelligence and taking part in the commodity game. So this is what we are building for SARA. I hope this answers the question. Now I would want to announce a very interesting reward program that we plan to launch in SARA. So we are planning a liquidity reward program. So I myself have been a part of a lot of liquidity reward programs since a long time. I have watched this space very closely. So we have reserved certain amount of SARA, not to be shared right now, for liquidity reward. And this supply is actually very limited. The duration is 3 years. So I'm not talking about anything shorter. This liquidity program, phase one, will last for 3 years. And this phase one is an emission control way. So the early users will get more reward than later users, but everything is a mathematical formula which will be, in place and will be ready for anyone to see and audit how it works. For the eligibility of liquidity program, for now, there's you can reach out to me. We'll have a chat conversation. If things go fine, we'll have a video call. We'll see what you can do. We'll see the commitment, and then we'll issue you a SPAS token, which is the soul bond token, and then you can participate in the liquidity program. Why this LGBT and video call is very important? Because we don't want anyone to participate without any intent or vision, number one. Number two, we want people to understand the risk and reward ratio of these liquidity programs. We are not trying to, just get money or say promise you some returns. We want to show you actually how it work and why it will work for you. We want to make sure about it. There's a minimum threshold, which details will be covered while the dynamic application that we will be doing, like once you reach out to me. And there will be long commitment which will start from months and goes to years. The emission will be completely based on this lock period, how much you are entering into, what time you are entering, and what is the capacity. So entire emission is designed in this structure. The application of interest we are accepting now. You can reach out to me to understand more about the liquidity reward program and how much you can make money. So it's not a make money tool. Let me be very clear about it. It's kind of, you can understand it as a diversification of your investment. So it's not a making money tool. It's a diversification for your investment. A mandatory one-on-one video call will be there for each applicant, because we want to review the commitment, capital size, and community, and only genuine long-term participants are accepted here. So if you are just trying to spin things around for a short time, you want to see how it works, I believe right now it's not a time to enter. When the things will be public, then you can consider entering it, but right now it's not a time for you to enter if you are not a long-term participant or not have that vision. Our philosophy is very simple: quality over quantity. That's why trading also there is a soul bond token. For liquidity reward also there is a one-on-one interaction needed, because quality is important for a long-term project, and we don't want a quality and a sudden boom and fall. And interviews will be based on the rolling basis. So whoever approach first and we do the conversation, then the interview will be scheduled, and we can, and post interview we'll share the exact timeline that when things will start. Ideally, it would be from March. And again, a disclaimer: this is not a financial advice. Participation is, is expected based on your own research. We are here to help you, guide you, and answer all the questions, but participation has to be your choice. So, sustainable growth philosophy is the philosophy that we, as a team member of SARA, actually looks into. So, our approach and industrial norms are quite different. If you have noticed, like we do things, talk things little bit differently. Give me 30 seconds. I think there's a streaming error on YouTube. Oh no, that was temporary. Okay. So we are not promising any moonshot or price target here. In this entire session, I didn't give any target because it's not a realistic to give a target, because we don't want to create any artificial hype cycle. We have not deployed all the liquidity at once. We want it to, genuinely grow. We are not rushing to any centralized exchange listing prematurely, and we are not prioritizing speculation over utility. Utility is our first standard. We're targeting a very reasonable monthly growth till 1 year. We are here to first build real products, tools, courses, and all the ecosystem that is needed for a very solid and foundation for the growth. Control distribution via our soulbound token, that is SPAS, for quality community. Even the community members who are in our ecosystem for initial phase, we want them to be very active. It's not my project, it's not anyone's project, it's all of our project who are the community members. So we want a basic interaction and a faith in each other. That's why this SPAS ecosystem is there. And we always plan for in two way. One is short term, that is 2 months to 3 months time frame, that is 1 quarter, and one is 24-month roadmap. We plan for 2 years, and after every quarter we review our all the plans and make the necessary amendments. But the core of quality is always there. Now, why this everything matter? This is very important to understand. I previously also mentioned, and now also I would like to mention, 95% of the tokens pump and die within 6 to 9 months, maximum 1 year. And we are playing a game of 3 to 5 years from starting only, we are saying. So we don't want that pump cycle even to enter the SARA ecosystem. So your participation here is not about getting quick rich. It's about building a sustainable and utility business, being a part of sustainable and utility full of business full of utilities, real utilities. So that's the agenda. The quick pump and dump, if you are into that mindset, then I'm really sorry to say that SARA is not for you. Obviously, it may have some volatility, some may have some spikes in prices, that is purely because of market sentiment, but a genuine growth, SARA stands for it. There should be certain risk acknowledgement, like crypto is volatile and we can't control market conditions. So that's why no commitment for anything is there. But one thing that we can commit is we are here to build a business, and business always thrives. This is something that we want to uh, very clearly mention. Now, just summing up everything, quick recap. SARA is live on QuickSet with professional architecture. SPAS controls the phase one distribution. So if you're interested to participate in SARA in any medium, maybe liquidity providing, maybe want to start trading it, maybe wants to start exploring the ecosystem, connect with me. For a starting phase, I want to connect with everyone one-on-one so that we can start it. Apart from it, ecosystem tools are being developed, which includes AI, data, and a lot of things. Commodity course is being launched very soon. the basic version, which will be free for all, early access to SARA community, but it will be free for the globe. We have introduced the liquidity program, reward program. Application of interest is open for now, and we are into sustainable growth phase and not into speculation. This has to be very much clear. So this was all about it. The next step what you can take is you can apply for SPAS by communicating with me. We'll whitelist your address so that you can participate in the ecosystem. Once you are SPAS verified, I would be happy to share more about the liquidity reward program. If you qualify, please don't enter the liquidity reward program just to have a taste of it. It's a very intense business model, to be very honest, and you need to be aware about it. But it's a very interesting thing to do. I would definitely say, if you are at all interested in crypto, this liquidity reward program is something very core to crypto core use cases. We are open to various decentralized finance integration. If you have any such ideas, reach out to me and maybe we can talk about it. Feel free to join the community channel, preferably WhatsApp or LinkedIn. WhatsApp, we are quite active. All the team members actually look on the message. You can reach out to admins for any question. You can reach out to me personal LinkedIn message, email, or WhatsApp. Preferably, WhatsApp group is better because individual message many times. But LinkedIn message and email, I generally see. The email ID would be keshav@sarabridge.com. And thank you for being the early believers and the building real crypto utility. I'll be sharing the SARA contract details in the WhatsApp community right now after the call. You can look into the SARA token, basically contract, the SPAS token contract, and the liquidity pool you can look. But until unless you are verified by the soulbound token, you can't get into any action in QuickSwap. But you can paste the smart contract into QuickSwap and see the listing there. It's already there. So next week, by next to next week, we will be sharing the bridges announcement details and the course that we have designed. It's just a few final touch-ups are being done. So that's all. And for anything, feel free to reach out to me across LinkedIn, email, or WhatsApp group. Thank you for listening to me and having me. There are no much questions left, but if you're watching this recording later on, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I will be happy to help. Thank you.